Yo, welcome to the Stingray Thunder podcast. I'm your host, Stingray Thunder, and this is my guest, JARRYD GOUNDREY.
Stingray Thunder, how are you, mate?
Pretty good, bro. How you doing?
Fantastic. I'm always good, man.
Awesome. Dude, you're a hilarious comedian. You're touring all around Australia, making me laugh every time I see you, so I've just got one question to ask you.
Shoot away, brother.
All right. If you had to wipe out one race,
Yeah.
one race on the planet, what race would that be?
Ooh, like all of it? No chance of coming back ever again?
Yeah, wiping out the race.
Oh, white people.
White people.
Yeah, I think we've had our time.
Think you have a time?
Yeah, like, well, if I do any other race, I'm fucking an evil, right?
Well, like me personally, I would have gone the Melbourne Cup. But it's only
He got me on a detail. Yeah. Oh, if we're doing that, then fucking the ten-legged fucking one in the decathlon.
Oh, what? I thought the Melbourne Cup because it was like you could use midgets on motorbikes on the same track with weapons.
Yeah.
Like, how much better would that be than horse racing? Like,
I know what I'd fucking tune in to watch fucking midgets on bikes with weapons, yeah?
yeah, hitting each other off the bikes
Yeah, with
around the
chains
same
and
track.
shit.
Yeah, around the
Yeah,
same
I'm into
track.
that.
Yeah, dude, it'd be excellent.
That would stop the nation.
Yeah, definitely. And like,
100%.
dude, we've got motorbikes now. We don't need horses anymore.
Nah.
Use the same midgets,
Yeah.
motorbike, little
Yep.
motorbike, whips and chains, around the same track. Last midget standing wins.
And if a midget falls off and breaks his leg, you got to kill him.
Yeah. You got to put them down.
It's tradition.
Make it even.
We're changing the race, but we're not changing the morals.
We can still torture some horses.
Yeah, that's
just
half time.
Yes, half time. Bring out some horses and just whip them in front of everybody.
I got a question for you.
All right, go.
Okay, you got to. Would you rather fight one bear or 5 wolves? And all you can have is like a trident.
A trident.
Yeah.
1 bear, 5 wolves.
Yeah.
5 wolves, I guess.
Ballsy, man. I asked that question to a lot of people and everyone says the bear because they reckon the wolves are just going to fucking gang them.
Yeah, I've fought dogs before. You ever a dog attack you, man? I've had it.
Oh, once as a kid, but I ran.
I got bit, man. I got a fucking mark on my leg from it still.
This dog eyed me up in an alleyway when I was a kid and he looked at me and he went and I picked fucking flight.
Yeah.
I didn't pick fight. He came at me and I was like, I'm out of here. Boom, boom, boom.
Mine was
boom,
too
boom.
late. I was on like a bike going through a park and just this dog, like this big pitty, just bit me leg.
Was it just free range?
No, it was like, I think its owner was walking it through the park, but it was just like off the chain. I think it was like, it would have been like 1990. Maybe a bit earlier, like where there wasn't so much issues with that shit.
Yeah. Dogs have come a long way, haven't they?
Yeah, well, like they put them down a lot more. Like I didn't even get the dog in trouble too. Like because it didn't let go. Like it was on my leg until the owner come up and we were like.
Dogs are like the only animal that if they behave badly, like people kill them. Like if a cat acted like a dog, you know, like if a dog attacks a kid, they're like fucking let's hunt it down and kill it. but if a cat attacks a kid, like parents are just like don't go near it, sweetie, it's a cunt.
You reckon? You reckon? Do you reckon it's because of like cats are more feminine and we don't kill the women thing?
I mean, yeah, I'm going with
dogs
that.
are like some brute masculine thing.
Oh, a dog's like a fucking bricklayer, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's just like, so if he attacks a kid, you're like, fuck him, put him away.
That's it.
Forever.
But if it's a cat, which is the female, it's like, she was just having a bad day.
We had a dog growing up, he was fucking sick. He wasn't even a breed, he was just a dog. Like he used to just do what we did. Like he used to like just do dog stuff. Like he used to hump our legs. Like no dogs are fucking people anymore.
No?
No, you notice this?
I haven't.
When I was growing up, I used to get fucked once a week by my dog.
Yeah, my dogs used to fuck me.
He was like a free dog and he was like, he wasn't even a breed. Now all dogs are just like $6,000 and fucking nervous. Like, you know what I mean?
That's it. Like, don't fuck up, man. You gotta fucking put you down, son.
No wonder all dogs are just fucking peaking and got like mental health issues and stuff because like they're not allowed to be dogs anymore.
Yeah.
My dog used to dig a hole. He used to just fucking sit around with us when we smoked weed. Now all dogs are just like on antidepressants and shit.
Dude, if my dog needed antidepressants, I'd just put it down.
Well, I reckon it's like a conspiracy amongst dogs, right? Because like when you give dogs tablets, like you put it in food, right? So the dog never knows it's on antidepressants.
Oh, for real?
So it's just sitting there like, I'm getting ham in the morning, I'm getting ham in the afternoon.
He's probably just happy.
Yeah, he's talking to his other dogs and they're like, man, you're doing well. Like, what are you doing? You taking anything? And he's like, yeah, fucking ham. Like, I'm having ham all the time.
Eating ham, heaps.
And they're like, how are you getting ham every day? He's like, I ate the couch. And he's like, fuck, is that all?
And the owners are worried about it's like mental health, so they're patting it and taking it for more works.
So it's telling all his mates, it's like, oi boys, all you gotta do is piss yourself as soon as they walk in and be like, where have you been? And like you can get treats all the time.
Dude, dogs need to harden the fuck up these days. That's all it sounds like to me.
Dogs used to fight in the Coliseum and shit. And now they just like sit at home. And like no wonder they're freaking the fuck out. It's like a pack animal and you're a graphic designer. You're not home.
Yeah, they used to fucking like hunt for their food and all this shit. Now they're like, my owner isn't home. Like,
and also like
the fuck up,
one
son.
dog year is like 7 human years, right? We all learn that equation. So you go to work and come back like in the afternoon. You've been gone for nearly a week.
Ah, I get you.
Right? So they sleep all day.
But like, do dogs really think that? Like, who's talked to the dog to fucking like? Does it feel like a week when we're gone? Like, who's come up with this fucking shit? Like,
yeah, they're not talking to each other. They're like, well, in human years.
Yeah, I think it's just time that's relevant to your life, isn't it? That's
absolutely.
That's the trick of it all. Yeah, fucking. So they're like, they live for this long, so it's this much. But I'm pretty sure time still works the same way for dogs that it does for people and shit. Not only that, they don't know they're about to die. They don't know the end date. You know, like we know the end date. We're like, oh, fucking, we've got to maybe like 80, 90 if we're lucky, you know, if we don't drink or smoke.
But they also, most dogs don't have a job. Well, some dogs have jobs. There's like police dogs and fucking greyhounds and stuff. Like they run.
Yeah, true.
They're like athletes or whatever. And there's like obviously the blind dogs, well, the blind seeing dogs. But most dogs are just unemployed.
Yeah.
So we got to like work for a bit until like hopefully we'll have a good elderly life. Like that's what we're working for, right?
Yeah, true.
And then there's people like you and I like fuck all of their systems. We're gonna like try and get famous from thinking.
Yeah, that's it.
We're gonna get paid
from talking shit. I want to say some dumb shit that nobody's ever said before.
And if anyone could just give us heaps of money for that, that'd be awesome.
That'd be sweet. Yeah.
But the dog, it just sits at home, like it never knows any other life, right? It's like a rich kid.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, also, I don't want everyone to think that like I'm a psycho for like putting down a dog because it's depressed. If I had a child that was depressed, I'd try put it down too.
Try.
Yeah, try. Well, like, you know, like I don't want to incriminate myself if it ever happens.
Yeah. You heard it here first. We're not actually doing it.
Yeah, I'm not actually going to kill a child. I think about it a lot.
I heard like one of the questions, we were talking about this before we started, it's like you being a panel beater and like I've worked in trades and stuff, it's like you're just asking yourself all of these dumb questions and stuff to keep the time going. But someone told me recently, they're like, how many 6-year-olds do you think you could fight before they swarm you?
Oh, that's a good one.
So you got to stand in the middle of the MCG.
Look,
and they just release like 50 6-year-olds at you. Like, can you take them?
Yeah, of course. 50. Look.
Because you might tire.
Look, I'll do it for free because it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to hit the children. Keep them coming.
It's like a post-apocalyptic fucking
just
game
every
show.
time you're sitting on a tram and there's some fucking baby crying, just picture that in your head and go nuts.
I reckon if you can get one early and then pick him up by the ankles and just
use
spin,
him as a weapon.
Yeah. Just spin.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Just boop, 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 boop.
It just every time he like turns into mush, pick up another one.
when you feel like you're just holding ankles. Yeah. It's time for a fresh one.
It's like, oh, dude.
Thanks for the UDL, by the way.
No worries, bro. It's a lovely drink.
It's had a fucking branding upgrade since my mum used to drink them.
Yeah, they pimped it out for sure.
It used to be just dark blue.
Yeah, I used to like it's pretty new. Yeah, what is it? I think there was like a date on it. Like
it says since 1965.
So
UDL's been ruining fucking families.
So they gave it like a 90s fucking cover art.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Like early 90s. Like what? Early 90s teen show.
It says on the side here, pregnancy warning.
Ah.
So alcohol can cause lifelong harm to your baby. Yeah.
Or accidentally cause a baby.
Yeah.
Which is
from start to finish,
bad.
It's going to fuck
Be
it.
careful about having sex without a condom when you're drunk. You might get stuck with a child.
They recently started putting Braille on beer bottles on there.
Yeah, I've seen it on the glass ones too. Yeah,
that's the alcohol content.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the name of the beer.
No, yeah, it says it's the alcohol content, which is crazy because I don't think blind people should drive. Like it's
That's it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah.
Drink as much as you want. That's the least of your problems.
Maybe there's like a limit for when they're walking with their cane, just in case they take out some kids or fucking
A long cane, just driving, just going with your cane out the front of your car, just.
Or don't drink just in case you might think you can drive.
Yeah. Okay. Good work on this podcast, by the way. We're just talking to you before, and I'm like, I love your fucking go energy.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's impressive. I'm impressed.
I do things. You know what it is? I get little ideas and I just like overcommit.
Yeah, but you don't go into them half-assed, and you don't go into them just, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to like do anything mental in this biz, like it's got to be legit, right?
Oh, yeah. No, you got to make it like, it's like I could make it like shit and then it would just be another shit podcast. But like I kind of spent like a bunch of cash on this stuff, like a bunch of money. And then I was like,
this isn't cheap too. I know.
Yeah. And then
I know from experience, this is like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, close.
Also, you've got 16 lights in here.
Yeah.
Your monthly fucking power bill. We were just saying before, like the cops are going to bust down your door and they're like, we know you're growing weed. You're like, dude, I'm just talking shit on a podcast.
I'm a podcast, bro. But yeah, I figure like if I've gone that far into it with the money, I'm like, I might as well keep going. You know, like, all right, we'll better buy a bunch of lights, make the back look good.
Well, it's all about execution, right? Because you've been on the internet recently.
Yeah.
It is. Everything's such a high quality.
I know, man.
People are doing some really good stuff. There's kids that are just crushing everything. You know, because they recognize, because it's like you don't know what quality is until you scroll past it and you see something that's low quality and then you recognize it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just pixelated stuff, you know, not edited right, the sound sucks. And it's kind of like in an environment where everyone's doing something like this, it's like to cut through or even compete requires a level of execution, and you're doing it. It's really fucking cool.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. It is not hard work, just a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree. Like, you were also saying before, like, you know, to do comedy business now, you gotta you gotta know how to like video edit, put things into a file, like
sound edit,
stuff, graphic design. Like, it's so much. Like, it is hard work because you got to learn those things.
Imagine if they like actually taught comedy at university. And they're like, Bachelor of Comedy. Bachelor of Lols. That's the better one. But yeah, fucking, and then they'll just, then they're like, all right, so first, time to learn how to film a sketch. So you go through fucking film editing and all that fucking shit. And like, how good do you want the sketch? Are you going to be using the green screen? All right, we're going to have to teach you how to make a small movie.
Like, you don't even do comedy till year 3.
Yeah, that's it.
You're like,
the comedy's here, and now get up there and talk some shit.
Everyone's really excited. They're like, oh, I get to do placement next week. And then you're just like you working behind the bar, fucking Dirty Secrets or something. You know?
That's it.
You're like, you think you're going to be doing comedy and you're just like stacking chairs.
Yeah, months on people management, like for running your first room.
Yeah.
That's the only way you get consistent gigs.
They teach you all this in the Bachelor. Yeah. And then people go and get a PhD, so there's all these doctors of fucking comedy.
That's when you learn tags and punchlines.
Like, you had a gig and you see someone do a callback, you're like, man, that guy's a professor.
Wow. How long you been learning comedy at university?
Well, that'd be awesome, because with how the hex works as well, you got to like pay back the government after you earn like 60 grand. Hey, because you're doing comedy, you never will.
Never going to make that money back. That's why it's not in uni.
Just a free call. It's just
I'm pretty sure it's a job. Like, you can use it as a job, right? Like through the government. Like, it's a comedian as an entertainer.
Yeah, you got to put an entertainer.
Yeah, is it? I thought comedian was in there.
I'm like soul trader.
Soul trader?
That's what I do. Yeah, because it's like, you're like a small business, right? So you're the product, you're the manager, you're the fucking PR guy when it goes wrong. You're the HR when you like not looking after yourself. You know, like you're the nutritionist of the fucking thing. You're like the writer, producer. You know, like you're everything, right?
Yeah, true. Soul trader. God,
so it's like a small business, but you're it.
Yeah, you're the business.
Yeah.
At least the overheads are cheap.
It's like, what do you claim on tax? It's like fucking everything, man. Like, because I'm just a walking fucking product.
I should, like, if I ever make money from comedy, like a good amount, and I can start claiming this shit back on tax.
You can now.
Can I?
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. I don't make any money from it.
Go and get get $100 gig in a year.
And then I can just claim back fucking
You
couple
got an
of
ABN?
grand. Yeah, I got an ABN.
Do it, bro. Run it as a loss. That's what you do. If you don't, like, run it as a loss.
Run it as a loss.
Because that's what everyone does.
Yeah?
On their other side businesses, they're mowing lawns and shit. And they're like, I fucking got a ute for that and a trailer. And this is my rego and my car depreciated. And they're just like tax offsetting their life. You know what I mean? Like, we live in like a fucking capitalist loophole.
All right.
Get amongst it.
I should.
Like you can actually do it.
I just like worry that like if I start claiming shit, I'm going to lose tax from my like day job.
Just go see an accountant and just be like, dude, I bought all this stuff. And he's like, cool. Or do you know what? Start a fucking, do one episode of this per year on paddle beating and you're done.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll bring in a paddle beater.
100, there you go.
Oh my God, I know paddle beaters. I know some alcoholics and shit. I'm doing it. I'm bringing in a paddle beater.
And then all of this starts becoming an investment.
Yeah, it's part of my job. We promote my business, my boss's business through this thing.
Yeah.
I made a sketch at my workshop about the business, about training an apprentice.
Boom.
Yeah, dude, I should.
That's why everywhere I go, I try to do a gig. If I'm ever visiting like my friends in different states, I'll do a gig. One, because I want to anyway, but two, I'm like, those flights are now.
Yeah.
Work.
Word. You just come back from Perth, didn't you?
Yeah, Perth, Adelaide.
Perth and Adelaide.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And it was cool. I did a mining camp tour.
Oh, that's awesome, bro.
It sounds awesome.
Oh, it's not awesome.
You're like, first of all, you're in the middle of Australia. Like, the middle.
I like the middle.
It's like you're flying over it and you're like, you know how in your mind sometimes when you hear about people digging holes and you're like, fuck, what are you doing? You're trashing the joint. There's so much of the joint.
Yeah,
like,
word.
No one's out there.
This is little bit in the middle of nowhere. No one, you're not bugging anyone.
No
Dig
one.
that fucking hole.
We were like 9 hours in from Western Australia. We were flying past holes that they'd already done and forgotten about.
Yeah, word. Was it around Iron Knob or was it like the other
It
direction?
was Leonora, which is like in and up a little bit.
All right, word.
Center as fuck. Like, blew me away how crazy like the mining industry is. Like, there's an aviation industry to support the mining industry.
Yeah, word. There is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've caught one of those mining planes before.
Yeah, and then you go like to a camp, and there's like people that wash all the clothes for the just for the digging of the dirt.
Yeah, word.
There's all of these other like auxiliary fucking industries.
Great for the economy.
Right. Everyone in WA is just loaded.
Yeah, fucking
And we're like, what are you doing? They're like, I don't really know. So we're performing to these people who all just work in these, and they live in these little 1-bedroom like wank tent things that are like they call it a donga. It's like a demountable, movable. It's got one bed. You get 3 towels, 2 bits of fucking soap. They know what's up. You get your own shower, and it's just people work for 10 hours, then they jerk off at fucking 14.
What, you can pack the fucking thing up, or
what do you mean?
Like the little tent thing? So is it like a
no? It's like the room we're sitting in now would be the whole thing, including a bathroom.
Ah, yeah.
And it's like weird, movable. Like you could put them on the back of a truck.
All right, fair, cool.
So someone had to build all these things too, right?
Yeah, true, man. Fuck.
It's and then there's a bar out there, and someone works in the bar, and I'm like, you're like a hospo mining person. You know what I mean?
I know friends that used to do it. A couple of them. There's more money in it or whatever.
There's guys that wash the dishes for like 120 grand.
Yeah, fuck, man, it's a good way to go.
They fly like we flew in and we did like a gig at 11:30 and then a gig at 6:30. So for the shift people,
how's the money? Good money?
Amazing money.
Basic.
It's fucking amazing. It's we're on like comedy money if you had to be the fly in fly out.
Yeah,
money,
word.
You know?
Yeah, word.
And all of these people, they're just like, they're kind of like an audience. I don't know. They just sit there and they're like, all right, what do you got?
All right.
And then like, but they're funny, right?
That'd be bogan fucking like miners and shit like that. They're
they love it. They love
my
it filthy.
Jam, bro. Yeah, they're my jam.
But we got like a list of things from like HR to be like, don't talk about this. And it's all the good stuff. Right?
For real?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're like a big company that like needs to get their reputation under wraps, right?
Oh, true.
But all of the stuff they said don't talk about is all the good stuff.
Oh, dude, that sucks balls.
So then we get there and then we're like, but the HR people aren't around.
Oh, really? So you can just do it.
We just told them, we're like, hey, they said we can't do this. Can we do this? They're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll get into it. Like they were like pretty racist to each other. You know, like there was one black guy that was working out there, and they were just like hooking into him, and he was like loving it. And
no, I'm from the country and shit like that, and like from poor areas, and in the like, all right, so they're in the country. They had this guy named Black Bob. Right?
Black Bob.
Yeah, and I went up to it when they introduced me to him as Black Bob, and he was black. I was like, and I was from the city at the time, so I just moved there, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, bro. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
He was upset.
He was angry. I was like, all right, fucking.
He was angry.
Okay, Black Bob, whatever you want, sir.
All right, buddy.
But I get it though. Like it's like everyone knows each other. They all give each other shit. Like everybody's fucking like.
It's like a fucking Royal Rumble.
You know, until I moved to like Melbourne, I'd never heard of like white privilege before. Like I know,
because you grew up poor, yeah. So you didn't have it.
Yeah, but like no one's talking about it in those areas. Like where nothing's coming up.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no like racial divide kind of thing. Like it kind of separates people. Like, and it's mainly like the middle class that are doing it because they don't know enough about it. You know, like they're like, they're like, oh no, this is how it is. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of from poor areas, and that's not how anything works that you're talking about. You know, like
people these days, they love a buzzword too.
Yeah.
You know, if you can just say something and label it, and you know, like because we don't really have any problems.
Yeah, that's it. They're
so
like,
we want to make them.
They're making it. Yeah. Someone told me when I first moved here. I was like really confused because I was like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, why are people angry at me? Why is this happening? Like, why can't I say these jokes here? Well, like I've said them for fucking like a year and no one's ever complained. And then it's like, oh wait. And I was saying it to this other comedian guy. He's like, oh, middle class people, bro. They don't have any issues. So they're making problems.
You need to have issues.
They're making these problems.
It's something about like human society. Like we need to have issues, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, like what do we do?
You just start making up shit.
Correct.
Yeah. You're just like, all right, because we feel bad. Like your head's never going to feel good all the time.
No.
So occasionally your head's going to feel bad and you're going to, you're going to need something to put on that.
Yeah.
You know, you got to find something. It's like, all right, how about... And like it's racist of them to jump straight to race, man. Like in my head, I'm like, what the fuck, man? You're bringing up race a lot, like
way more than most.
Well, yeah, like fucking no one else is fucking. If you meet a racist in a poor area, it's like, you know, like it's a weird cunt. Fucking,
yeah, he's usually yelling on the street.
Yeah, it's like this fucking racist cunt, and like you know, if he pisses you off, you push him around a bit, you know, like fucking whatever, you know, like it's not a big issue, but like then like Melbourne, it's like. I kind of find their wokeness a little bit racist.
It is. It
and
is.
sexist.
I found this problem running a comedy room, right? So like when we first started, I was like, look, I want to do the right thing. I want to have a diversity of people. Okay. And then so I started doing this, and then like my mindset switched. Whereas I used to be like, think about people like who's funny. And then I started looking at my lineups and like, before I caught it, and I'll be like, that's good because I've got, you know, 2 browns and I've got a gay.
Yeah, fully.
And I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to do the right thing here. And I go, and we're like, oh, that's a double one there. That's good. Someone's like, you got the black disabled
it's like
person.
really pay attention to these people's fucking, you know.
Yeah, and it made me feel gross.
And so, yeah, it is fucking, because I run that.
But it came from a place of goodness. I was trying to do the right thing. And then I'm like, all of a sudden I was picking like wicked labels.
Yeah.
That I would never even think of just because I was trying to be a good person and ended up being a bad person.
Yeah,
I caught it in my psyche, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm going to drop that. Yeah, it's not good.
It's problematic, bro. It keeps everybody. So, do you need another drink, man?
No, but it was a good pot. It was a rewarding pot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't edit that out in post.
Oh, won't. It will be there. But yeah, no, it's I was running that room too, and it was like it never really came up. But like I wasn't really thinking about it either. I was like, who's the best? Who's good? I was just kind of jamming them in. But then sometimes like I'll ask 5 women and 5 dudes, because generally I find women funny. I think they got mainly because like nobody tells them not to say anything.
Correct, and they say stuff like their observations are different to the people like the men I hang out with. So they say something like, "Fuck, I've never thought of that. That's funny."
Yeah, fucking.
They see because obviously
it's a
they're
different side. But also, like, they can just say anything. Yeah. No one's ever going to get up in their grill about it. They're like, you yelling at a woman and shit like that? So, like, you get these amazing female comedians like fucking Tracy Armstrong, fucking Jackie Hadden, fucking Katie Wainhouse, probably one of the better fucking comedians in Melbourne. Fucking, they just say what Nikki Barry, for fuck's sake.
Barry's a weapon, man.
Yeah, weapon. She
says
eyes
off her when she's on stage.
Whatever the fuck she wants.
And it's great. It's so good to watch.
No issues, but she doesn't mind coming up to me after a gig and saying, "Hey, you're not allowed to say that about women." I'm like, didn't you just like one time she go, you shouldn't. You're always so sexist in your comedy. I'm like, not really if you think about it, but all right, I see what you're saying. I'm like, but didn't you just talk about fucking your son? And she's like, yeah, but that was a joke. I'm like. Exactly.
Jokes are fun.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a fucking joke, you know? Yeah. I don't actually think you're a fucking your kid. I hope you're not.
What I prefer now in comedy lines up as far as diversity goes is actually like diversity of acts. Like as far as like, you know, have I got like someone who's dry? Have I got someone that might, you know, is like weird? Have I got like the, you know, your traditional sort of like fucking punchline storytellers? Like have you got like something that does musical? Like if I see an act like that, I go, oh fuck, the audience is gonna like that's going to enhance what the MC does as well and just keep the whole night fresh.
Yeah, everyone's going to have a good night. Yeah.
So I'm trying
there's someone for everybody. I started doing that at the end of the gas off ones that I was running. I was like, all right. Like I used to actually use George a lot. Like George.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, if I get up and don't do well, like because I'm MCing and shit, they're not super psyched about the dark shit.
Yeah,
like no one's going to be as fucked up as me, most likely.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And then I'm like, right, so if they're not liking that, I'll chuck a George on after, and then level it out with something that's like mildly dark. And then like it was like a lineup that I'd planned in my head when I was picking the people for the fucking show. You know,
that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, it was like but yeah, it was like.
Because then you're making the MC's job easier because usually they got to come on in between these acts and like adjust the energy.
Yeah,
but I think with the diversity of delivery, it automatically does that for you, and the night just kind of rolls.
Yeah, that's why I started that's why I didn't like doing too many jokes in between. Like when I was emceeing, I'd just be like, right, now this guy, because I've already planned it. Like he's going to do something else. If someone bombs real hard, I'm like, don't worry, this person will kill. Like I'll get like a new guy that might bomb, and like I'll put him in between like someone who's like not like pro yet, but killing, and another pro afterwards kind of thing. So it's kind of like, so it's like, you're doing good. This is your chance, and then fucking pro to fucking back it up with something.
That goes like new guy comedy energy.
New guy comedy energy.
My favorite like comedian to watch is like if I see a new comedian come through and I ask them like how many gigs you done, they're like, this is my second gig. I'm like, fuck yeah, because like you're gonna be awesome for like 5 gigs.
Yeah,
and then you're gonna be bad for 30. Like as soon as they taste one bomb, they overthink it.
Yeah.
But it's like when they do their first gig, especially if it's like a Raw or something that goes really well, or like a good crowd.
Yeah, you get a good.
Yeah, they're like Alexander the Great, man. He's like fucking 20 and never lost a battle. You know, like he's just like, I'll fucking take the world over. You know?
There's also like, what is it? You've got like probably like 3 years to start making something of yourself, or your fucking shit's gonna start going down.
Yeah, because you just you'll pick it apart yourself.
You're just this fucking guy that's just doing fucking gigs.
Yeah.
You know, that's fucking never going to make it. That's kind of where where I got to have.
But you've reinvented yourself recently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Talk me through the process of going from Matt Nenke on stage to being Stingray Thunder. Like, what was the genesis of that?
You want to hear the story?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right. So, like, I was running the Gasso, and I've got dyslexia. So spelling's a pretty fucking big fuckery for me. So I spelt this guy's name wrong on the poster. I put the poster up, started promoting it.
Yeah.
And like, but I wasn't running that night. This chick was. Yeah. I'm not going to say the chick or the guy.
Sure.
Right. But this guy fucking starts harassing me. He's like, what the fuck? You didn't spell my name right, blah, 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 blah. He's kind of a big comedian too. So it's like, he was kind of like what I was considering to be like the better actor that night.
Okay.
And he's losing it, this chick. She messages me. She's like, he's losing it, man. You spelled his name wrong. You got to go change the poster. So I had to delete that poster that day, take it down, lose a day's worth of advertising.
Yep.
Go home, change it, advertise it again. So that's a day. And I was like, I'm just like, that could be fucking 5 people.
Yeah.
You know, 5 people that will plan on rocking up. Don't see it. Don't rock up.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm like, oh, shit. But I was also like, who gives a shit, bro? It's not like the Gasso gig that I was running was like best gig in town.
You're not up in lights.
You know, like it's not like fucking. It was a good gig, but it wasn't like fucking 10 out of 10 fucking shit. So I was like, all right, fuck him. I'll go back. I'll change his name to this. And I'll change my name to Stingray. I got his name right. And now I'm Stingray.
Yeah.
So he knows that fucking, he knows that like, I don't give a fuck about the name. Like, I didn't want to get angry at him. I just wanted him to know. To know, you know, I was like, dude, I don't like. What the fuck have you done here? Like, this is how important your name is on this poster, cunt. You know, like, and then we did the show. The person that was emceeing that night brought me on as Stingray, and then after the gig, I got off stage and everybody came up to me, "Good work, Stingray," and no one's ever come up to me and gone, "Good work, Matt. Good work, Nanky." I'm like, it's memorable.
It's so good.
And they remember, and I was like, but like, I used Stingray because it was like that dude from Neighbours.
Yeah, it's Toadfish's brother or something.
Yeah. And I was like, I think it was like a week or two before, I was like, this guy that I work with was like, you should call me the master. So I'm the master of panel beat. I'm like, you can't pick your own fucking nickname, bro. Like, that's just like me asking you from now on to call me Stingray Thunder. Like the dumbest fucking, like, what an old person thought cool was in the 80s name, you know? Like,
I was in the army with a guy, and when you join the army, you kind of get a clean slate sometimes. And we all met each other, and he goes, "Hey, by the way, like all my friends call me Hazard." And we're like, all right. So we did. Like, it's a good name. Like, Hazard.
Hazard.
It's great. So then, like, it rolls off the tongue too. We're like, get up here, Hazard. Come on, Hazard. Like, it's great. And then, as you do, just a couple of years later on Anzac Day, like, a bunch of his, like, fucking friends and family, like, decided to make the trip, and we all got on the piss, and we're like, "Hey, no, Hazard." And he's like, "Who?" And
like, so he just come up with the name himself.
Yeah. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm going with it. I'm Hazard now."
Oh, that's hilarious,
like, yeah, and I was like, I respect that. I'm into that. Good on you.
That's bloody excellent, bro. I'm fucking proud of that dude.
But he was a real idiot too. So by the time we're like Hazard, and then we're like, "Oh, fucking Hazard."
Hazard,
it became like unironic.
Like, he's a hazard
he
to
was
be
literally
around.
a fucking hazard. Yeah. And then we're like, "Oh, did you hear Hazard made up his own nickname, which was Hazard?" Just kept on giving.
What a hazard pick name to pick. Like, hazardous.
And I don't know, like, we just, like, he must have been thinking about it for a while. And it's like,
oh, the fresh slate, man. I used to have it when I'd like go to different schools when I was young. But like, it's too hard to keep up. You just end up being yourself in the end.
yeah.
Like, I used to like go in and like, "Yo, dog, like, I'm this cool guy."
Yeah.
And then it just turns out I'm just like quiet, can't read and write and draw a lot. Like, I'm cool, bro.
Like, geez, that Hazard can't spell.
So yeah, you were in the army, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
7 years.
Thank you for your service,
I
sir.
mean, you wouldn't say that if you'd met heaps of soldiers.
Yeah.
They're the worst, man.
Either way, dude. You fucking, like, I really wanted to join the army when I was younger, but I couldn't read and write.
What about it made you want to join?
Probably like the discipline, maybe, and also just I really like respected and appreciated like people fighting for their country and being fucking, and like I was pouring like shit off, like, and I was like, dude, that's probably where I should go. You know, like, and like, I do appreciate, like, I always like had my minutes silence and shit like that. I always fucking did everything that I should just go out of respect, you know?
Okay.
And like, I did really respect like people that I do really respect people that go fight for your country or go fucking sort some shit out.
The discipline is something I've thanked forever. It's been really good for my life. Like, I still have it now.
The discipline.
Yeah, because it creates results. I like results. Like, if you want to do something, if you just apply it all the time and just, you know, get up on time and you're like, I'm going to write for 20 minutes. If you just kind of set aside the time and like, it just creates a big result.
Yeah, word.
And I saw that the military was the greatest example of that, because this is kind of manpower based. So it's just like, all right, let's all get this done. And then it happens. So I see the connection of hard work equals result.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm really thankful for that part of it. Blowing stuff up's good.
Yeah, word. That would be fun too. It would be fun as well. I like shooting guns, man.
Shooting guns is great. It's therapeutic.
Yeah, I love guns, bro. I reckon everybody should have one. I'm a definite believer in that. Even like kids, like everybody. Kids have the smaller weapons,
They get
like
22.
the 22s. Yeah, fucking adults get like proper automatics so they can still discipline the kids. Like
old people get grenade launchers.
Yeah, that's it. They just have the big ones, like just the biggest like minigun. Just fucking Terminator 2. They've got like a fucking little thing, like they can roll it around on them walkers and shit like that.
Yeah, with
it's
a
like,
minigun.
What did you say? What did you say? Respect me. Respect me and my racism. It's not my fault. It's what I was taught. And we'd be like, all right, man, cool, you be here, bro. We have no issues with you. Just don't shoot anyone. And no one would shoot because you'd all be worried. It's like the whole world's with nukes pointed at each other kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like no one's going to do it.
Yeah, well, there's the old saying that nuclear weapons have saved more people's lives than they've taken.
Yeah,
because they're so dangerous, right?
Yeah.
They're so dangerous. Everyone's like, oh, better not.
Should we go to war? I don't know. Do they have nukes?
Like, yeah, all right, we'll just fucking let the poor people fight then.
Yeah, that's it.
And then we'll supply them with weapons, and then they can like, because that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
Since nukes came in, like the great powers didn't punch on anymore.
They didn't. No, they were just like, all right, we're good.
And then they're like, we'll take the South Vietnamese, you take the North. And we'll both load them up with cash and equipment.
Yep.
And then like we'll just let them go.
Just let them go nuts at each other. Sweet. We'll have what's left.
We're all happy with that? How do they feel about this? So they're all on board, apparently. Apparently they're into it.
Poor people like guns. What can you say?
It's what's good in the Ukraine at the moment.
I haven't been watching much of it.
I'm hooked on it. I've been watching every episode. It's great. Yeah. It's my favourite fucking TV
Reality
show.
TV show.
Yeah, it's wicked. Because everyone's supplying them stuff.
It would.
And they're punching on. But no one can get too far in.
Is the Ukraine doing good now?
Yeah, they're whooping.
I heard they're whooping. Yeah,
they're whooping.
I always had my money on them.
Yeah. They came out strong, the Russians, but they fucking shit the bed. Like,
to be honest, I was a little bit worried about the Russians because I was like, they're fucking like, they're G, right? Like, it's a big. I was worried about them fighting America and shit, you know, like. But now, like, can't even take down the Ukraine, bro.
No, they're done.
Russia.
Yeah, this could be it for them. This could be it for the Russians as a state. Like,
no, it is. They talked a big game. We were like, oh shit, the Russians, and now we're just like.
But you know what it is? They have like a systemic kind of corruption as well. So whenever they do their military do exercises over the last 20 years, they just make it look really good.
Yeah.
For everyone watching. Yeah, like, and then all the people in charge come with their binoculars and it's super scripted. Whereas like Western militaries will sort of like encourage failure.
Yeah, it would.
And they'll be like, this is what went wrong. How do we fix it?
No, it would.
And then they have like a strong sort of fighting ethos. Whereas like you can't fix what you don't know is the problem, right? So like Russia has like bad analytics on like their military. But like Western nations have good analytics because they're focused on failure.
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
But like Russia's, but really Russia's just trying to show a big game, right? That's the
well they had this plan to kind of like take over the whole thing in like a couple of weeks, but they didn't have plan B.
What?
And then there was like now they're just fighting for the bell, you know. So like winter's coming in Ukraine at the moment, so they get to have a big break soon, and they're just on the ropes like, fuck man, I hope we get to winter because Ukraine's just pummeling them, eh? And then the second biggest military in the world compared to like the fucking 90th or something is getting their ass kicked. It's good, man. I love an underdog story. It's so fucking
It is a good underdog story too. I'm so happy for the Ukraine, man.
So and they're getting all, like it's just good to see.
Yeah, but in saying that, Russia's got the hotter women, right? Well, I usually like to judge things on like the Russian chicks. They're all pretty hot.
Well, they're going to be a few more single ones as well.
Yeah, dude. Time to move to Russia.
The Russians lost 48,000 people.
Oh, wow.
That's big.
That's a lot, bro.
So they fought in Afghanistan in the 80s for 11 years. And, 9 years. We'll see. Don't fucking quote me on that. But they lost like 11,000 dudes in a decade.
Oh, for real.
And now it's been gone for 6 months and lost nearly 50,000. So that puts it into perspective.
Yeah, wow.
And everyone just like generally is like less nationalistic these days. You know, like in like World War One, everyone's like, "We need you for the king," and everyone's like, "Fuck it, let's go." Yeah. Imagine asking everyone now.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I fuck it. Like, look, to be fair, like war seems kind of bad, but like you gotta do it sometimes. Well, and like think of all the great movies that have come out of it. Like,
it's obviously bad.
Yeah,
but it's like it's a weird thing where it's something that humans have always done.
Yeah, we're all about it, man.
We're really good at it.
We are.
It's like a kind of a species, like a characteristic.
It wouldn't be weird if that's why the aliens didn't come down.
Yeah.
You know, like they've come past, dude, they're really good at war.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They're
like, we're good, but these guys.
They're like, if you sort your shit out.
We've got the technology, but these guys have fucking nukes. They're willing to die.
And these little balls they throw at you and they explode.
Fucking right here.
Like, that's barbaric.
Yeah. But they don't, I think the problem is the aliens don't understand the beauty of it all.
You believe in aliens?
A little bit.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I've seen a UFO, but like...
Oh, yeah?
But I haven't seen an alien.
Sure. Yeah.
So like, but it was broad daylight and there was a lot of people around. So it's like...
What did it look like? What was it?
Little silver disc.
Yep.
It was a sunny day, so the sun was glaring off it and it was moving in that typical UFO, like real quick, then stop, skittish. Then float for a bit. And it was there for fucking ages. It wasn't like a short time. There was like a women's football game going on next to us. Because we were playing basketball.
I don't know why that's funny.
It is funny, yeah. But we went and
the funny thing is that you're like the women's football game's on. You're just staring at the sky.
Yeah, well, like we were playing ball anyway, you know.
Yeah, right.
But it was just like a moment where I'm like, there's nothing else that could be, and especially around the time when it happened, like there were no drones like that. There still aren't any drones that look like that. Like it kind of moved like a drone though.
Mm.
So it's like. But I think I was like 17.
Well, the US government and a few governments around the world have declassified their UFO stuff and have openly come out and said there's things flying around that we just don't know what they are.
Yeah, I've seen one of them.
Yeah, whether they're like advanced aliens or like they just don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's my mental on it too.
And people kind of just went, oh yeah.
Mm.
So
yeah, because people have been saying shit like that for ages, like. It's like when you're a kid and you heard about like UFOs and shit and you're like, that's scary.
Mm.
And now it's just like, oh, dude, fucking, they're never going to show their faces, the little cunts.
Boring.
Yeah, if they are here, fuck them, man. I actually had a joke about it, all right, fucking about how maybe they're just fucking not coming down because they're afraid to have to explain all the anal probes, man.
Yeah, like they're sheepish about it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, dude, we're going to have to explain all this weird shit we've been doing to them. You know, like, and like, you see what happened to Weinstein, bro?
It's just not a good time.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
You got to let things blow over a little bit.
But then I was like, you could just explain it like fucking, you know, like they're on the search for the perfect digestive system and they're just like checking it up. And like, or maybe that's how they shake hands where they're from, which is a good one. Like you just put something in each other's butts.
Yes, the whole time we're coming back and traumatized, and they're just like, these humans are rude.
Every time we try shake their hands,
they're like, they come back and they report to their boss, you know, their CEO. And they're like, did you probe them? They're like, yeah, over and over, but like we couldn't.
Also, like our G spot's up in our ass, so like guys' asses. So they're probably like, he's freaking out. What do you do? It says in this book, there's a pleasure button up there.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah. He's like, he's freaking out more. This isn't working.
It's a real culture shock. It's a language barrier. Yeah,
I picked out on that one.
But I think so the aliens, I think, like obviously mathematically exist as well, like, you know,
mathematically for sure. Yeah.
It's almost crazy to think that they don't.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Like it's just out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, some scientists did that fucking mathematical equation about it.
Did you see the picture come out from NASA of all the galaxies?
Yeah, all the galaxies spun out.
All the galaxies. Yeah. Like we're in a solar system,
which
makes up a fucking one galaxy.
Yeah.
And that's a picture of multiple, like it's mind-blowingly fucking crazy.
That? It was the telescope where they looked past like a certain point that looked like it was black and zoomed in a bit and they were just like, holy shit.
Yeah. It's out of focus.
And it's like, holy shit, we are not alone.
I mean, whether they look like and you know, fly spaceships and abduct people and put things in fields, I'm not sold on, but like there's stuff out there and
there's definitely something way away. They might not be able to get to us, but there's definitely, what was it? Someone said there's that many universes and shit like that, that there's most likely another you doing the exact same thing that you're doing now.
Podcasting.
Yeah, podcasting in another planet that's just like Earth because of the amount of fucking, like the odds are because of the amount. I don't know, we'll watch some fucking... I've read up on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Not enough to memorize it.
I like the ancient civilization theories. Like I'm kind of into that.
Cool, yeah.
So I like I like history a lot, and obviously history goes. So let's say the Earth's 4.5 billion years old, and if you put like where humanity allegedly starts on that, it's just fucking tiny, and there's all of that stuff before it, and it's like it's pretty plausible to think that before the dinosaurs were here by like a fucking few billion years.
There could have been another civilization.
Yeah,
like
just
us
rise
kind
and
of
fall.
thing.
That just in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
It's just too old to fathom, and
They find a lot of like weird little bits of evidence scattered around and shit too. Yeah,
a lot of ancient sort of civilizations have some really crazy things in common, and like cave sort of markings and that sort of and on walls as well of things that are really hard to explain, and it's not outside the realm of possibility that
it isn't, bro. Yeah, I like.
we're not the first ones here. It's just a big time difference.
Yeah, that's it.
It's hard to fathom.
All right, I think we're gonna have a little break for a second. We'll come back in a bit. Thank you very much. Be back in a second. JARRYD GOUNDREY.
Has this ever happened to you? Oh look, a poisonous snake. Might as well try and make love to it.
Wow.
Ah, it bit me. Ugh. Just like a real woman. Tale as old as time. But luckily for you, I have a hack to help you survive this situation. First up, put on your hockey mask and quickly chop down your wood. After that, rub the jizz into the snake bite. And there you have it. Natural selection has solved the problem again.
Yo, we're back with JARRYD GOUNDREY.
Stingray Thunder.
Word. Well, we're back. We kept talking about the...
Yeah, we got fired up now.
Yeah, we got fired up about the UFOs and ancient aliens.
I like if I could go back and do to any party, like a lot of people say to me, like, would you go back and you go to Woodstock if you fucking could? And you're like, fuck that. I would go back to like the opening of like Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like every village in the fucking place is just gathered around. It took you like 5 generations
Mine
to
would
build.
be building the pyramids for sure.
Periods.
The periods.
But you know, like the grand opening when someone's cutting the ribbon.
It would.
Because you can have a party for like 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, true.
You're like the moon's coming and you're like fucking lines up, right? And you're like, everyone just lose their mind, like, hey, they're like
It all lined up.
yeah, they're like, we fucking nailed it. And then you just eat magic mushrooms and like heaps of people are like fucking.
Yeah, what?
You're slaughtering like multiple cows, you're having a feast, you're like, fucking like, you're talking to like chicks you haven't spoken to before, like, where are you from? They're like, oh, we're from the village over the hill. And you're like, oh, I've never been there.
They're all amazed from your pickup lines. Yeah. Like just do some corny shit like, did you fall from heaven? Like, nice shoes, want a root? Oh my god, how romantic! He didn't just drag me into that tent just then.
You get to show everyone stuff. They're like, what's this? You're like, oh, it's a wheel. And they're like, sick, man.
That would have been a lot of help with these fucking rocks we just dragged.
Everyone's just fucking off their face too, right? And you live till you're like 40 max, right? So you've like 4 people of like 4 of your family line have died just building this thing. So like everyone's having to have a party. Then at the end of the night, like everyone gets real deep and meaningful. They're like, man, it's just good to see, mate, because I know Dad would have liked to have fucking been here, but he fell over when they were dragging it and he went under, you know, like everyone's just bonding and shit.
True.
It'd be so fucking good.
It'd be a magical time.
It's like going to the Colosseum or something.
Yeah, that would have been
On a Saturday would be wicked, right?
Yeah, I'd love to check that shit out. Like even now,
Yeah.
like one day I'm going to tour. I'll just save up me money and go for a world tour and see all the shit that I want to see.
Imagine in its peak, right? What I like is, so there was the Colosseum, right? And then there wasn't the Colosseum. So there would have been a little time period where it was winding up.
Yeah, word.
And there would have been a whole bunch of hardliners been like, this game's gone fucking soft. And they're like, no, we shouldn't kill each other anymore for sport. And they're just like, fucking what?
Not even fucking rocking up
They're
anymore.
like, we're not saying you can't have slaves. We're just saying don't pit them against each other for blood sport. But they're like, this is fucking bullshit, mate.
It's so
My
true,
fucking
bro.
dad brought me to watch the slaves kill each other and I turned out all right.
But think about the players that they keep dying. Oh, dude, that's so good, bro. Is that a bit, bro? You got a joke about that?
It should be, eh?
That is solid, bro. It's a solid bit. You're like, it's like these days. It's like, I'm a woman. I want to be able to. I'm a guy that's now a woman, and I want to play in that sport. Back in those days. Fucking, he's not even killing each other anymore.
Oh, it's bloody unfair.
No more tigers. Are you kidding me?
I was thinking about this recently. I was thinking about transgender people in sport because it's going to be like a really big issue moving on. And I don't think, this is my opinion, I don't think the issue is with transgender people in sport because I think it's with the men that transition to women. Because think about this, like if a woman transitioned into a man and then competed in the AFL and started crushing it, we'd all probably get behind that. We just like an underdog.
Yeah, what?
We just like a fucking challenge. What we don't like is unfairness. Because we grew up and like watching movies where a fucking pig identified as a dog and competed in fucking...
Yeah, true.
Competed in, and won that sport. We didn't give a fuck. I watched Air Bud. The dog played basketball and fucking crushed it. So we're just into the... We're not into unfairness. We're not into the... Because I'd get right behind a woman that transitioned to a guy and then fucking crushed.
Yeah, I'll get behind most of it. I reckon they should just do it and just like so we can laugh at the outcome. There's all these guys like, don't let that happen. I'm like, no, just let them do it. Like, it's gonna be hilarious, man.
We're all in now.
Like, women's football will just become trans football, and like it'll all be filmed in 4K. Like different angles and shit. It'll be on the internet. Like it's only gonna last a month. So there's like
but there'll be enough footage forever.
It's it. And we can play another one bites the dust as one of them gets dragged off with a broken spine. Just fucking like it sounds bad, but it's like as if that's not like all right. You get a chick that's now a man who wants to play in the men's leagues with guys who are just fucking roided, full of testosterone, fucking knocking cunts over. Just let it happen. Stop arguing it. Just like let's see the result of this.
I look forward to my great grandchildren being able to watch this podcast. Because it's going to exist, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because the internet's not going anywhere.
Never.
So my mum did our family tree back to 1510. Right? It took her 12 years, and she was like finding scripts of paper from like fucking naval like enlistment things to like connect the dots, right?
Wow.
But when our fucking ancestors from now on, forward ancestors, they'll just be able to find us, right?
And just Google.
They'll be like, the quality's gross. It's only 4K. Like, what are you watching in? They're like, it just goes straight to our brain.
Yeah, we just drop dead on the couch and we just watch a whole episode. It's excellent. Loud, proud. It's a perfect resolution.
And these opinions will be fucking outrageous.
Oh, yeah, of course. Dude, I don't even care.
They're like, there's two men talking to each other. That's fucked.
Why isn't there a woman present and a lawyer? To make sure no funny bits happens.
Because
instant suing. Sorry, you know that's
just our fucking kids watching this is like offensive. Their friends find out they're like, you watched something from the 2000s?
I swear, I kind of remember this time. I don't know if it was Delirious or fucking one of Eddie Murphy's ones, and this might just be in my head, but there was a joke from when I was a kid that I remember watching of like, I'm pretty sure it was Eddie Murphy, where it was like, remember when you could just hit a woman? Yeah. There was a time in history where he was like, what the hell? You can't. And he's like, you can't hit no white woman. They'll get all up in your grill. I want people to remember me like that. Yeah. It's like, I want people to look back and just have that one thing that you were like, what the fuck is this guy talking about that's just stuck in your head?
That's why I like you doing what you're doing so much, right? Because eventually we're all going to be 80 and no one's going to fucking care about us. So, like my grandfather, when he was alive, did heaps of shit. Like he was in like a war, like he built like a house from scratch and he had like fucking 8 kids, and then he would like wear a fucking crown on Christmas and it'd be at an angle, and we're like, what a dumb cunt. You know, like what a fucking idiot. Like he walked up the stairs once and farted on every step. And me and my brother lost it. for like an hour. We're like, what an idiot. He can't even hold his farts in, you know?
You know what's funny? Like the kid, if I ever have kids, the grandkids are going to look back at me farting up every stage, just like when he was young. There's going to be no, I say the worst shit I can. I'm constantly fucking.
We'll be like trying to impress our grandchildren too, right? Because they're going to be like
kids
in their 20s and they're going to be like cool because every fucking 20-year-old is.
Yeah,
and we're going to be old and we're like, I used to have a podcast. I'll show you. And they're like, the quality's gross.
Why can't you beam that into my head?
Because we won't have to like we won't be able to figure it out. Right?
Get out the old 4K screen on a little rolly table.
They're like, what is it? They're like, this is a monitor.
It's a monitor. What the fuck is that here for?
That's gross. It's worth something one day. Like,
one day.
It's yours when I fucking die.
One day this will be worth a lot of money.
Because like my grandparents did amazing things. They were amazing human beings, right? They were fucking incredible people, right? And then like the internet came along and fucked them. Just fucked them. Because they can't, they like I watched my grandmother send an email and I was like, fucking burn my eyes out. This is so inconvenient to my life.
Yeah,
I was like, what an idiot. Like, you know, like, so that something's going to happen in our life that we won't be able to do.
Yeah, well, it almost happened with me, bro, recently, bro, with TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, TikTok came out. I've been making these long videos on the right thing, and I'm like, I ain't doing that fucking shit. Like, my head's like,
I'm left behind, right?
Like, I've hit that point. Time to start being racist. and then I just started doing it. But, like, I get what you're saying. Eventually, there's going to be, like, one where it's going to be, like, a little cube, and I'm like, I ain't doing it. I
fucking want to.
No more sketches for me.
And our grandkids are going to be like, it's easy, granddad. You just got to fucking, you know, just think the neural contact is there. And I'm like, I'm fucking losing my money. I'm getting scammed. Like someone's going to neurally scan me in the future.
Yeah, just get my fucking, what is it, my porn list? The shit I watched on porn the other day.
Like some Bangladeshi fucking millennial or whatever they're called in 2070, right?
It's true,
He's going to scam me and they're going to be like, granddad's an idiot because he fucking blinked twice and then he gave him their bank account. Like he's just going to be like, fuck. Like I'm that guy. You know
it's going to happen, bro. Yeah.
That's why you got to do whatever the fuck you want at all times.
Oh, 100%.
Because eventually you're going to be a dumb cunt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Unless you're like one in a million who's like David Attenborough or like someone who's legacy, like legendary.
Who's that actor?
Christopher Walken.
Nah. Oh, well, he's definitely one of them. He's still cool. Jack Nicholson. You know, he probably still gets pussy. People still think he can probably just say anything and just fucking... He's still cool.
I'd be upset if he did everything he did in his life and he can't get pussy. That's unfair.
Yeah, but he's old and fat and like crippled.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's it. He's just Jack Nicholson. Like, no.
You can't handle the truth.
That's it. Like,
I can still get a root. That's the truth.
He's starting to go. It's like Tommy Lee Jones. How like you
Tommy Lee Jones.
How you watched him in the
stalwart.
Like the last. He wasn't in the last Men in Black. Well, he was for the end of it or whatever. Right. You can tell he's not all there.
Oh, so he's getting old.
You notice it, like right at the end, like Will Smith walks into the cafe, and he's talking to him, and he's just like blanked out, just kind of like sitting there. And we haven't seen Tommy Jones in a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
It has been. So it's like I think he's fucking.
He's his best years are
gone past
him.
The prime. But hey, I don't know. Maybe he still gets pussy. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be upset if someone I knew would like had the chance to have sex with Tommy Lee Jones and they didn't.
Yeah, it's like I would have fucked the Queen at her old age, you know? Like, yeah. It's like just because it's the Queen, you'd have to have sex with the Queen.
Well, anyone who's gobbing off and telling a good story at the pub, you're like, all right, you wait.
It was hard.
This next one's coming in. They're like, I met fucking Shane Warne. You're like, yeah, I fucked the Queen.
Yeah, I fucked the Queen the other week just before she died. You know, like. It's a shame she passed. I'm never going to be able to do it.
The fact that the royals are still relevant is funny.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. I don't understand the whole logic in it anymore. It's like, dude, what are you even doing there?
Yeah, because they're just like the Kardashians. Well, they're just like celebrities. And I think this has been a good turning point. Well, not a good one, but like, you know, like it's a shame that she passed away. But I think once Charles is gone, it's like we can probably get a bit more mature about the whole thing.
Yeah. I still think fucking like, we're always like, oh, it's a shame she passed away. She died like at a really old age. I'm happy she died. Should be happy
She
died.
had a pretty good life.
She had a great life. No one had a better life than this lady,
I don't
bro.
think anyone had a better life.
No one. She's been fucking pampered her whole life and shit, bro. Fucking massaging her feet. Fucking.
She literally has a hat made of fucking jewels.
Yeah, just a hat of jewels. I put this on my head. Like just the crazier she got, the more people were like, "Oh, queen."
And she was born into it, which is fucking. Yeah. That's why I like old kings. You know, like when kings still had power. Because their kids would be born and they're like rich kids, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, don't know anything. So they're just like, bring this person in and kill them in front of me. They're like, why? And it's like, because I'm bored. That's fucking too much power, man.
Yeah, true that.
You can't get born into that shit. You got to earn it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it sends you insane.
True that, man.
Because your starting point can't be up there.
Yeah, it's got to be down.
Where do you go?
Then move up.
Correct.
100%.
Yeah. That's why like celebrities' kids are always fucked.
Yeah, like Will Smith's kids and shit.
They're just like, and also like, what a fucking weird shadow to live in.
Yeah, but they
let's fuck you up, bro.
They like I used to like Will Smith a lot, and then they made After Earth, and I was like, you fucking cunt.
They made what?
After Earth. It was like a movie with Jaden Smith and Will Smith,
right?
And it was just so bad, bro. Like I really wanted to like it. M. Night Shyamalan, fucking.
He used to be great.
Yeah, he directed it, and I was like, oh, dude, your kid has just ruined your career in my eyes. Like, someone put Jaden Smith down.
Yeah,
like
it's good on Will Smith for doing that. But like, that's like being in comedy and being real good at it, and then getting your son to open.
Ah, yeah,
but
like,
they're dog shit.
Yeah, Doug's kid's good.
Tyson? Yeah, he's really good.
It's fucking crazy how good that kid is.
Yeah.
That's like one of those opposite things you'd think he'd be fucking, you think he'd be shit, but he's like good. Like he's a good comic. I remember just like, I've had his back since the moment I seen it. Cause like at first I just met him as Doug's kid. And then I was like, but I just got to know him. I'm like, oh, you're a nice guy. You're a good kid. Yeah, it's cool. And then I watched him do comedy. I'm like, fuck, he's actually pretty good at this fucking thing. Yeah.
There's people that are freakishly good from the start.
Yeah, but that's like I guess Doug isn't super rich or famous. He is kind of though. He drives a Porsche. He's got his thing going on.
I'd be fucking stoked with all of that.
Yeah, I think Dougie knows what he's doing.
He's stoked with all of those outcomes.
Yeah. Good kids.
Mm-hmm. You know, what do you think? What do you class as success?
Probably heaps of money. I'm guessing. Money, but I don't know what I'll do with it.
Like, what would you do?
I don't know. Yeah.
$1 billion lands on you tomorrow. What happens?
No idea. I'd probably buy a house.
It's a smart option.
Go traveling.
Yeah, that's a great
option. And then just keep doing comedy as much as I can. Yeah, maybe I'd buy like a comedy venue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe just so I could fucking
be surrounded by it.
Yeah, just do it as much as I possibly can without any shit. Try to promote heaps more dark comedy. Try to get over this woke bullshit we're going through.
With that money, you could just pump it all.
Huh?
With that money, you could just pump so much advertisement and awareness.
Yeah, I like entertaining people, bro.
Oh, it's so fun.
It's like my favorite thing. Like I've always done it since I was a kid. Like I think it was like a defense mechanism when I was young because I couldn't I didn't want people to know I was like dyslexic or couldn't read and write. So I was just constantly like coming up with other ways to entertain.
You always remember being funny? Yeah.
It was kind of like it was an instant thing when I went to school. It was always my defense mechanism to like when I was nervous. Like, so that's why going on stage was never like an issue for me. Like it was, as soon as I start, I'm surprised I didn't pick comedy because even when I used to rap, it was kind of comedy rap. So like, it was kind of like.
So you had punchlines in it.
It was just me rapping about funny shit.
Okay.
You know, and then, and like sometimes it got a little bit serious, but like I'd rather just do funny jokes.
How does rap work in your head? When you're writing comedy, obviously you have an idea and you formulate it.
It's just
rap.
Like, it's
for
just
me,
like,
it looks super instinctual.
Freestyle's a little bit like that was what I was good at, like freestyling just off the top of the head kind of thing. And really all you got to do is not think and treat rap like you're talking.
Okay.
So like you just say things and just have a bunch of rhyme words that you all know. Mm-hmm. Like figure out a bunch of rhyme words that go together.
So it's structure.
Yeah, a little bit of structure.
Bit of a structure. You're kind of fitting in what you want to
Yeah, just
talk about it with it.
It's like memorize a bunch of rhyme words that go together, all different kinds.
You still do it? Do you still do it?
Nah, like sometimes someone will be like, "Oh, bro," like I'll be drunk at a party and someone will be like, "Have a rap," and if a bunch of people are rapping, I'll come up and go, "Oh, but I'm pretty good at it."
Yeah.
Like even now, when I just like bust out with a freestyle at a party, it's like that went well.
Have you ever thought about incorporating that into comedy?
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Why is that? Why is that resistance?
It's like it's a different thing to me. Like it's like I don't want to be a musical comic for one, and then like I like doing stand up, and like writing. I write jokes the same way I write raps. I just don't have a rhyme word at the end of every fourth bar.
Sure.
You know, it's just like instead of a rhyme word punchline, you know, it's pretty much the same thing, just like with two things mixed.
Yeah. Yeah, if I write comedy, I find it's like lyrical.
Yeah.
The way that it all sounds
Raps are nothing but lyrical, you know. They're just and wordplay and shit like that. So you start like working out weird little things. But to be honest, man, I just liked it better when I just switch off and freestyle, bro. Like you just like it's like meditation, you know. You like switch off your thinking
because you're in the moment.
Yeah,
or like present.
If you're thinking too much, you won't freeze. Your freestyles will have pauses and shit like that. Like you're thinking about it, people can tell. You rap really slow. Whereas like if you just like turn your head off and just start going, because you're not thinking now when you're talking, right?
Not at all, no.
So it's just like that, but with a rhyme word at the end of it.
Yes, fuck man. I love art.
Yes.
It gets me happy. And anyone who does it, I like if there's a party going on or even a social situation, you know, I don't want to, I hate the question, what do you do with yourself? It's like, no, like what makes you happy? Like, I think we should ask that question more.
Yeah, well,
yeah, not like what do you do for work? It's like, no, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Sure.
Like, I like blue because it's like reminds me of a kid when I used to look at the sky. Fuck, that's more entertaining than I'm a PR manager at a corporate firm.
It's true. It's true.
I think we should just normalize because that's what we're doing. We're trying to do what we makes us happy, and we're trying to exist in a fucking structure that's not really meant for that.
Yeah, true that.
You know, like the system that we've got in place in the world isn't meant for us, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well.
But we're trying to break that mold.
Yeah,
and that's if you do that. That's what you're talking about before. You're like, fuck, Dougie's successful. I'm like, yeah, fucking oath he is.
Yeah,
because he's not doing what he wants to do.
Yeah,
well, that's success.
Yeah, he's doing he's going on fucking boat trips, doing comedy.
If I can do comedy forever,
yeah,
and it's not really an issue to my life. I mean, there'll be stresses and challenges, but if I'm not waking up and going, fuck, today, I got to do the Adelaide Fringe, fuck,
yeah,
then that's so great. Isn't that amazing? And I hope everyone that I come into contact finds that for them. It's a beautiful thing about comedy. Like if my mate Billy, who's like one of my best friends, we started together. You know, we used to work together all the time, and now we do like a lot of different things, and we come together, and I just feel so fucking happy for both of us.
Yeah, well.
And it's nice to see people do good things.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's fucking rewarding, and we all know how hard it is. Like it's so nice to see people succeed.
Yeah, I'll do this shit for free though. Like I do. I'll pay for this shit, you know, like fucking. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I like succeeding in this industry, bro. But yeah, the odds of me succeeding, like, like in Melbourne, very minimal.
But the fact that you're staying to your true self and doing what you want to do, like what you've done in your video space. I'm just going to talk up here for a second. What you've done in your video space is so fucking impressive, and you know you're not trying to be anything but yourself.
Yeah, thanks,
and
man.
That's so inspiring because if you wanted to make it in the perceived structure of what you think will make it in this town, your product will be, you can see that. It's like when you said when you're thinking, you can see rap.
Yeah.
It's like when you're not you can see that too.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you're just in a state of just doing what you want to do, then you'll find an audience or you'll find a small one that's super loyal. Yeah. And that's just as good.
Yeah, fucking A. No, my head, like I've had some weird offers, like to push my career forward, like in comedy. But all I have to do is stop dressing the way that I dress and tone down my jokes. But good offers, I could easily just go, yeah, but I've got nah.
But it won't last.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. And they're like, that's all you got to do, and then you can fucking move up. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather just keep doing me. I'll find another way to get there. But
you're building another door.
Yeah, that's it. I don't want to.
You're doing stuff like this. You're doing those videos, which are fucking incredible. Like,
thanks, bro.
You're creating a door and then you're opening it for yourself. And putting it out there to a wide audience to then get people to find other people who like that.
Yeah, fucking.
And if you do that enough, then you'll find your thing.
That's it.
And it'll be amazing.
It's a lot of hard work. Like I'm in it. Like I'm fucking making sketches and all that stuff and doing all this thing. Like I'm not going to be able to make it just by doing stand-up. I've got to go do a bunch of other shit. Like in Melbourne. I could probably go somewhere else and nail it.
How do you think the 10-year-old kid who was dyslexic and was trying to be funny to protect himself from that would think about what you've done now?
Yeah, it'd be happy.
Cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
To be honest, man, like I wasn't really planning on getting to this age, bro. Like especially at that age, I was like, I thought it was going to be like 27 for years, and it wasn't because of the 27 club.
How old are you now, sorry?
38.
Okay.
Yeah, but I always kind of thought it would end around then. So like there was no real plan or build up, and then I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to keep living, aren't I? I solved all these problems and now I'm like living a normal life. It's like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. But yeah, like I'm never upset, and I'm generally happy because of it. Like a lot of people like get upset about like weird shit that I don't understand. I'm like, all right, so you're upset about this and you can't just go away and be happy? Yeah. Like, look where you are. Look what you're doing. You know, like my head's always like around that level. You know, like I'm always pretty positive about shit, even though my jokes are dark and maybe not so positive. You know, like.
Should call this Burpcast.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. I burp a lot. Someone actually like mentioned it. They said, all your burps are hilarious. I'm like, better keep doing them. Enjoy the burps.
And I think like just hearing that, when you were discussing that, I wanted to know what the kid feels, because I feel like we look, sometimes we're like the caterpillar, and then we do the cocoon, and then we got to be the butterfly. But like most of the time, we always wanted to be the caterpillar. And sometimes it's good to go back and feel like us how when we were kids, right?
Yeah,
we didn't care about anything much, really. Well, we were sensitive, but we didn't know how to deal with it. And now that we're living the life, you know, that it's difficult. We don't know all what's going to happen in the next day or 10 or 30 or 40 years. It's always good to check in with that little kid in you.
Yeah, I like that. What about you? You with that little kid happy?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, fucking oath.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
if I
could.
You got a positive attitude too, I could tell.
Well, if I said little Jared, like, you know, who was just, all he wanted to do was just be in other worlds. Like he was my imagination was my king, right?
Yeah,
I used to just go in the backyard and I could be wherever the fuck I wanted to. It was sick.
Yeah.
I love that. I felt a bit sad when I lost that.
Yeah.
Because I got to work for it now, you know?
Did you choose to lose that?
No, I didn't choose it. I just, you know, girls come along and I did serious jobs, and then I forgot. I was like, I used to like thinking about stuff, and doing what I do now is almost a way I can create new worlds in my head and write and do things and exist.
Yeah, well.
And if I was to find him and go back, I wouldn't tell him much at all. I'd just be like, hey, don't worry, it's going to be all right. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't stress about it. It'll be tough, but that's hard. That's kind of the process.
Yeah, I feel like the me deciding to keep doing my dark comedy and that shit, the young me would be happy about that more than anything. And like that's probably why I made the decision when it happened. To be honest, I was like, because it started happening, I brought some like button-up shirts and some jeans, and I was like, oh, dude, fucking, am I gonna do this? And I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm just gonna fucking keep trotting the trot, bro. And I'm like, what? It's true. What would young me do?
Well, that's
young me would be like, dude, the only thing that made you laugh when you were a kid, going for all the slum shit, was dark comedy.
And people do that in their other life in different ways. Like you had to change shirts and change yourself, and you went no. But a lot of people go, oh, I'm going to do this job. It's going to be shitty, but if I do it for 10 years, then I'll be well off.
Yeah.
And then they lose themselves in it. And they keep doing it for 30 years. and then they're miserable. They get depression.
Yeah.
You know, they fuck their secretary because they're not happy because they like it's going to seep out in other ways. Like only being your true self is the only way to find contentness.
That's true, bro. 100%.
So
I agree with that. That is solid advice you've just given me. But yeah, I was with it already. That's genius. Yeah, when I was a kid, I watched Delirious, bro. And like before that, all I'd watched was fucking like the Jim Owen show, which I liked, and maybe like the Eric Bana show.
oh, the fucking Eric Bana show was the best.
It was fucking good, yeah, right?
Just the Brown. Yeah, it was so fucking good, man.
Hey, and then I watched what was it? Delirious. And like I'd never laughed so hard in my life, and all my problems, everything gone.
Yeah,
it was just like the happiest I was ever. And I was like, why hasn't anyone showed me this before?
And I watched it 15, 20 times.
Yeah. When I watched it when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch anything that was R-rated or M-rated. It was like G. And then like I went over one of my sister's houses, and she was like, just watch this. And she knew my mum wouldn't want me to watch it and just chucked it on.
Yeah.
And it was fucking, dude, it made my life. It changed me. I was like, I relate to this. This is like what I like, you know, more than before that. I was just kind of laughing at like quirky and like stuff like that. And then I was like, that's funny. Then I watched like, what was it? When I got a bit older, I watched No Cure for Cancer, Dennis Leary.
Oh yeah.
And I know he ripped a lot of that shit off fucking Bill Hicks, but that was like I love that too, you know?
Yeah.
But then I found out that he stole a bunch of jokes. And I'm like, I should just watch Bill Hicks, but I prefer Dennis Leary's delivery. What can I say?
Yeah.
He had the best delivery, bro. He was fucking right in everyone's face like, fuck you, and smoking cigars on stage, clearly off his head on coke.
And there's not many comedy specials these days where you'd watch. Like I watched Raw and Delirious shitloads.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Yeah, I'd watch it once a year.
When you every line, you do it like a song. When a good song, you know, comes on, you do that. Like we would just, my brother and I would just do the fucking whole routine.
Yeah,
like we knew it. Like we put it on as long as it was like karaoke. We're like, what? You know?
Yeah, memorize it.
Like we fucking knew it all, and it's like there's not many specials that exist like that anymore.
There aren't, no. But I think it's because all of the big specials that we're watching, they're all holding shit back. Like I think they're all like, I've got this bit, but I can't say it. And I want to, but like it's like because I was doing that for a bit till recently, to be honest. Like I've written like 2 new jokes where I'm just not holding back anymore.
How's it feel?
It's the best, and it works. It worked every time. Like I was worried about doing these jokes too, but it was like they just landed each time. Like
because it's your true self.
Yeah, just going nuts with it, and my shit was dark before, you know, like, but now it's like no, I'm just saying whatever the fuck I want. I'm a big enough dude. If someone wants to attack me, cool.
Well, you take that on the
yeah, let's go.
Give you strength.
Yeah, but no, it's just like constant people laughing, mainly for those jokes. Even when I was doing the dark comedy night the other week, it was like I was getting laughs the whole time, but harder at these jokes. And I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna keep doing these.
You ever thought about branching that out? Let's say you obviously do that brand, and then like something like in the festival sense, where you create a show that is like dark comedy, which is like Stingray Thunder and Friends, and you just kind of make that your brand and you bring more people into it.
Yeah, I should. I was trying to do it with the Gasso thing, dark comedy night.
Because if the audience knows what they're getting,
yeah,
and they come to it, then you're on, right? That's how that dark comedy that you do at the RC works so much, right? Because they know what they're in for.
Yeah, the rubber chicken. Yeah. Fuck, dude, that was so good. It was like
it could be a real future for you. It's like you can, and if you get a product, you can take it to anywhere in Australia.
I really wanted to like do stand up though. Like I don't want to have to manage. Like managing that room was like the biggest head fuck of my life, bro. Like it is so much more pain than I want to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Like it was, and like I wasn't writing jokes that whole year.
Yeah.
Like I think I wrote like 4 or 5 1-minute bits instead of my normal hours worth of material that I write every year.
I just recently gave up running my room, and it's because the same thing.
Yeah.
It was, I had to deal with people's emotions.
Yeah.
You know, people I like as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
It made people not like me as much too. People just start like, why didn't you fucking blah blah blah, and why didn't I get more gigs? And
I'd start putting people on for whatever reason. It just doesn't matter. It was my choice. Yeah. And then that would upset other people. What the fuck? Like, this person's not doing this. And it's like, other people, they're close friends of mine too. So I had to give it away because people who didn't have any financial risk and weren't putting in any workload to the thing were just making a whole lot of noise around it. So I was happy to see. I was happy to see that side of it go.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. The stress. But I guess I could do like one fucking thing over festival.
I think if we got look, this is just my, and I feel like I'm business minded when it comes to comedy. Yeah. But if you put together a show and it's you doing, a show goes for 50 minutes. So you doing half an hour and then 10 with guests, right?
Yeah, well.
And you just call it something that's fucking dark comedy, right? Some crafty name.
Yep.
And then you just do it for fucking 20 nights at Melbourne, do it for 10 nights in Adelaide, do it for fucking 5 nights in Perth. Like, once it gets a name and it's a night that people like, then you've got yourself a viable touring entity. And then you can start claiming shit on tax because you're doing it.
Yeah, I like the idea. I will put this into my thought banks.
If you ever need a hand, let me know. I'm a business hustler. So
I like your business hustle.
I'll roll it out. I'll help you roll it out if you needed to.
Alrighty, man. We'll definitely talk about it. All right, we might end it here. It's been going it was a good podcast.
Great podcast.
Check out this guy's socials. What's your socials, bro? Run them out.
Chuck it on everything. It's just at JARRYD GOUNDREY. So
at JARRYD GOUNDREY.
Chuck it in. It comes up. Just Google shit these days. Don't fucking type stuff into anything.
Yeah, what? Yeah, Google it. Yeah. JARRYD GOUNDREY.
Move with the fucking times. Put me in. I come up.
Yeah, and if you could like, share, follow, and subscribe, and all that crap. If this is YouTube, there's a bunch of videos popping up on your screen right now. Check you later, bro.